We're gonna go through 10 different gimbal moves that you can use when you're out filming, and you could use these with a subject, you could use these with a location you go to. It really depends on the type of content you're shooting. I use gimbals for so many different things, but when it comes down to it, I'm thinking through these kind of gimbal moves when I'm operating to try to get better shots that actually have a beginning, middle, and an end. And that's something you want to think about. Your storytelling with your camera. So if you're just kind of going all over the place from here to here, that could be cool if you're showing someone through a sequence, but just doing that without thinking first of where you're going from point A to point B, it's not going to be the best shot. So you always want to think through where you're starting, where you're ending, and is this a single type of motion to get you from beginning to end, or is it a series of motions strung together, or is it something where you're navigating through space and following and being a POV style of a camera? So you want to think through that before you actually hit record. All right, so the first shot I want to show you is an orbit. So I'm going to keep it in pan follow mode. And pan follow basically locks the tilt axis. So if I go down, up, the camera's always going to stay straight out looking out over the horizon, but as I rotate my body or my wrists, the camera's going to follow left or right. So to do an orbit, I want to start here and I want to move in an arc. So I'm trying to keep the same distance from me to the tree, and I'm going to walk with this heel towing style of motion, but I'm going to do it to the side. And I'm taking a little bit bigger strides with my feet than a straight heel to toe, but it's basically sitting down a little bit lower and putting the weight on my legs to do the work to keep my body completely stable. Now I have a nice orbit shot around the tree. Now the next move is something that you're going to use all the time, and that's the push in. So I'm going to get a little bit distance away from this tree. It's beautiful up here on this ridgeline. I'm actually going to put it into flashlight mode, and I'm going to lock the gimbal. So we haven't talked a lot about this trigger, but this trigger does serve some important roles. Press and hold this. Every direction that I move, the camera's going to be staying directly forward. This is super useful for this style of shot because I just want the camera to be focused in on this tree, moving towards the tree, and I don't want it to turn or rotate or anything like that. All right, so we have our position here. I'm going to press and hold the lock on the gimbal, which is the trigger, and then I'm going to just heel toe forwards, moving towards this tree. It's a cool shot. And you could do the reverse. So if you're close in on a subject, say you're super close in, can't really tell what it is, well then you can work your way backwards and reveal the tree. And I'm doing the same motion, just forward or backwards. I'm holding the lock, heel toeing my feet, trying to keep a little low. You could also do like the ninja walk if that feels better for you, where you're down low. But for me, that ninja walk, I kind of get forced into a hunched position. I don't love it. All right, let's do a different style shot. So I'm going to switch it to pan tilt follow, and I'm going to take off this backpack. It's a good idea to do that. My microphone's here anyways. A lot of times I'm operating with a backpack, especially when I'm traveling doing documentary work, because I just have all my gear. So I constantly have a backpack. It almost kind of counterbalances the weight out front, but don't need to hold all that weight all the time. So I'm going to put it into pan tilt follow. So now the camera's horizon is going to stay balanced, but if I push forward, the camera will tilt down, and if I pull up, the camera will tilt up, and it will pan the same as in the pan follow mode. So let's do a reveal. We're gonna use that same shot that we just had. I'm gonna start down low. So the shot starts down here. Well, you can't see what's going on, it's just the ground. Now I'm gonna walk forward and tilt up at the same time using my arm position, and it's gonna reveal this tree. If I get it just right, you'll see that sun flaring. You can use the pan tilt follow for that kind of a shot, or you could do a custom shot where you lock the pan and your tilt is the only one that's following you. To make it easy when I'm operating, I just use the pan tilt follow and I try not to rotate left or right. However, if you are seeing some motion left or right on a move like that, you could use that custom mode, lock your pan so that the tilt's the only thing that's following you. Now let's use both the pan and the tilt follow. So I'm gonna start way up in the sky. You're up here, it's all blue, you don't see anything. And I'm gonna rotate, panning and also tilting down to reveal this bench and tree And I also added a slight walk backwards. You could use your pan and your tilt follow in unison to create these kind of arcing, sweeping motions. Add in some forward, backward motion depending on what's going on with your scene, and you have to react to the world that you're in. Sometimes you just have to make micro adjustments to make the shot look that much better. Now let's do another easy shot, but using a different part of your gimbal. We're up here, we have this beautiful view. I'm gonna double press the trigger. That's gonna bring the camera back up to center. So at any point, if your camera's up to the side and it's not facing forward like you want it to, you double press the trigger, it's gonna snap back right out to the horizon. I'm gonna switch it back to pan follow, and I'm gonna go to my joystick speed and I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna do custom, we're gonna knock this down. Let's do like 13. So now, what I wanna do is just a pan. So I'm gonna start the shot over here and I'm just gonna pull the joystick to the left while holding the rest of my body completely stable. And you can see that now that I have the joystick down low to a 13, it moves super slow. Using the joystick, you can stay in one spot and just create these nice pans up, down, left, right, even starting down low like an arc, like starting down here where you are, going up and to the right. And because it's so slow, it takes a minute, but it will reveal this scene over here with the bench. So don't forget that you could change your speeds and play around with it. And it's not that hard to switch when you're out filming. So I'm gonna switch it back to medium because I'm not using it for the next shot. Now I can move my joystick around and be able to reposition my camera very easily. Now I can also double press my trigger and it goes back to level. So how many shots was that? 5? I think we've done 5. So let's do a few more shots. Let's use some of these other modes. FPV is really fun. Now it's not something you're gonna use all the time, but I have found with a lot of my client work when I'm doing a lot of action with fitness, I find myself going to FPV all the time because creating some roll where the camera dips left and right looks really good. So we're just gonna do it with this tree, but basically all your motors are unlocked. So your tilt motor is gonna go up and down, your roll motor is gonna go left and right, but also if you swing your arms like this, the camera's gonna follow because your roll axis is now unlocked. So it creates this dipping, almost like an FPV drone, where you could fly and make these dips left and right. And so a lot of times I'll do moves like this where I'm like up high and then I bend down, coming down and sweeping to the ground. It just gives you a lot of freedom to really play with the rotation and create some interesting shots. So let's make a shot here. We're gonna start kind of crooked, kind of up in the sky here with the sun, and I'm gonna swoop down. So I'm gonna come down following my tilt and roll and land right here on this bench. And a little motion with that left and right can look really good. And you could definitely overdo it where you're too much wonky and it feels off. But unlocking that roll axis does give you some flexibility to kind of give you this floating feeling. Now, the next move isn't really a move as much as it's a way to operate, and that's gonna be like point of view. So you'd either use the pan tilt follow or the FPV mode, and you want it to feel like you're a person walking around. So you might switch this over to being more responsive and a little bit faster. Let's go slow and responsive. Now, as I walk around, I'm looking up at the tree. Kind of looks like the camera is me looking around, and I'm keeping it in this kind of lollipop style where I'm at eye level and pointing to where I want to look at. So I'm looking down here, I'm looking up. Another way that you could use this gimbal, take off that back arm, click the trigger 3 times. I put it into pan follow, click the trigger 3 times, and now I can vlog. And the good thing about DJI gimbals is that even if you offset the balance a little bit when you're filming, it's still gonna work. Now to film yourself in this style, you just want to bend your wrist so that the camera follows and keeps you centered the entire time. All right, let me show you another move that I really like. And this is one of my favorite shots. And so to do this, it's kind of following a subject on the side. And basically we're gonna move from left to right and we're gonna lock the gimbal facing out that way. If there was a subject here, we'd be moving with them at the same pace. And I like to do this down low. I have it in the underslung mode because I'm holding the trigger to lock it, and it's easier to hold it in this position. So we're facing out, and then I'm gonna walk slowly and track from left to right. And if there was a subject in the frame, I'd be following them as they move. Now, if you are going to be shooting in more of a flow style, so you don't have specific shots that you're trying to capture, you just want to be smooth with your transitions. So let's do one of these shots. All right, so let's face this way, and I'm going to use this kind of scene over here to do one of these shots. So I'm going to put it into pan follow mode. My idea with this shot is I kind of want to explore this space, but I don't have any specific ways that I want to walk through it. So let's do this together. Let me get my handle because it's going to be easier. When I'm doing these kind of shots where I'm moving all around places, I like to have the back handle so I can have the two hands. Look, here we go. All right, so I'm going to switch to pan tilt follow. And let's start here. So we'll start in this position. Now I'm going to walk forward. So it's like one of those shots I showed you earlier. But now I want to look up at the tree. See that sun flaring in? And then I'm going to come down lower to this tree here. Go past it over to the bench. Looking down on the bench. And then coming up to reveal the scene. Now, that wasn't perfect, but you get the sense where you could start to use these moves and combine them together and figure out how to flow through a scene to make it feel more dynamic. So that's a bunch of different shot ideas and just ways to use the different modes in this gimbal. And really it comes down to practice. So gimbals are something that I use all the time when I'm out filming my projects. And if you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate if you hit subscribe, like, and let me know down below in the comments. And if you are someone who's going to be using your gimbal to create vlogs or documentaries, then I highly suggest you check out my storytelling framework course. I'll put a link to it down below in the description, and it goes through all of the elements that you need to be able to tell a solid story, and it gives you a repeatable system so that you always feel confident when you're out filming. And next, I highly suggest you check out this video right here, and I'll see you on the next one.